Morning, morning. Duncan Fone here, live and direct from my bed. I have been up and gotten out and done some stuff, but I'm back here at the minute. Had the fan on; it's quite hot. I woke from a dream this morning, which was really cool. I was singing a song towards the end of the dream, and it's the bit that I most remember, most impacting, and I can remember the chords and I can remember the words. And I was singing this song to a person, and I was singing, "How long do we have to wait here for you? How long do we have to wait and sing these blues? How long do we have to wait here for you? How long do we have to wait and sing these blues?" But the strange thing was that I was singing this song to a person, but it was quite clear in the dream that I was the one that wasn't ready. The person that I was singing it to actually was ready and was waiting for me to be ready. And so, it was definitely like a personal revelation for me, I feel. But I think it could apply on a broader sense, which I want to share in a moment. And it reminded me of a dream that I had soon after becoming a Christian, a fair few years ago now. And in this dream, I was in a church meeting, and it was in my hometown, I remember, which was interesting. And a guy stood up and he got me standing up and he prophesied over me quite forcefully. And he said very directly, "God will not wait for you. You must wait for God." And did get it, did understand it. And after that, it's still in the dream. I went into an upstairs area within the same building where this happened. And a guy anointed my eyes with some eye salve, and it was like in a tube, like a toothpaste or a cream or something. And there were 3 different levels, types, and I was lucky enough to be given the best one. And anyway, so the dream was with me. I never got it. I never really understood the dream. I understood the eye salve bit, but not the bit that God won't wait for you, you must wait for God. It was just like, I thought, what is all that about? It was like, I don't get it. And then about 7 years later, I got a TV in to watch the World Cup. I don't usually live with a TV, but I got one in because I wanted to see these games. And I caught a film in the evening, and it was a dramatization of Hamlet, Shakespeare's Hamlet, starring Mel Gibson. And in the film, a woman says to another woman, "Go and wait on such and such a person, and go and wait on them." And instantly the lights went on for me. I thought, wow, that's it. It's not waiting, it's an active thing. It's like being a servant, being a waiter, being prepared for whatever is needed, waiting attentively. And just the lights went on to me that's what it was about. God will not wait on you. He's not here to kind of serve me. I must be his servant. I must wait on him and wait for him. And I went to my home group. It was either that night or the next night. And it was a great little home group. I really miss being in one of those. And there was one of the leaders of the home group, really amazing guy called Charlie Flynn. He would always get really clear words for people. Such a blessing, that kind of, pastoral gift. It's just brilliant. And as he prayed for me, he said he had the picture and the word for me that I'd been seeing in black and white, but now I was going to start seeing in color and other stuff to do with vision, spiritual vision. And I just thought that was amazing. Just the timing of that, me getting the revelation of the dream all those years later, and then the confirmation coming through the sky, and just brilliant. And but after this dream this morning and the reminder of that, I was thinking, could that apply to us on a bigger level as the church? That we're in this situation at the moment with this COVID-19 plague sweeping through the earth. Over a quarter of the world's population are in lockdown, waiting for this thing to pass, and everybody, including the church, are thinking, what is going on? Is this the end? What's happening? And there's a lot of fear and panic, and it's difficult times. The world economy has collapsed, or collapsing, it seems, and everything is going to change. And could it apply to us that we're waiting for the deliverance and for this thing to pass, but in this process, is God waiting for us to get ready? Is he waiting until the church and the people of the world get to a place where they cry out and it has done a work in them, that they are ready before he moves and ends this thing? Could be. I think so. I think that's a healthy thing to consider. It definitely means we can do something about it. I got some scriptures that I want to put in with that. Proverbs 27:14 says, he who tends a fig tree will eat of its fruit, and he who waits on his master will be honored. Again, it's that waiting, being a waiter. Revelation 19 verse 6, I think, in the passage where it talks about the fall of Babylon, and again, which could speak of world financial systems and institutions and the organizations that are raised up by humans striving and wanting to make a name for themselves. The whole spirit of Babylon and the Babylon system is worthy of another talk. And then verse 6 says, but rejoice and be glad, because of the wedding feast of the Lamb has come, and the bride has made herself ready, dressed in white garments, which are the righteous acts of the saints. And I think that's interesting, and I think this process and this time is for us to get ourselves ready, and God it's the wake-up call for us to do that. 2 other scriptures on waiting that I think I got into after that dream in trying to work out what God was saying all those years ago. There's Isaiah 40, is it verse 3 early on? It's the most popular scripture that is used in the church to do with waiting on God. And that one goes, even though you may run, may stumble and fall, those that wait on the Lord will mount up with wings like eagles. They will gain new strength and mount up with wings like eagles. And goes on to say other really cool stuff. Great passage to read. And that word there, the wait word there, I forget the name exactly in Hebrew, but I remember the root meaning of it. And it means to bind together by twisting. And it kind of speaks of it as we're in this posture as a waiter, waiting on the Lord, being prepared to hear his voice and obey, that we are bound together, we are woven together with him in his plans and purposes. And he sometimes puts in delays and setbacks to draw us out and to capture our hearts, and his nature is formed into our character, into our soul, and we are bound together with him like a rope, twisted together, woven together. It's beautiful, beautiful picture. And we gain strength, and he strengthens us in this process. And the other meaning I remember, again, I don't remember the Hebrew word, but I remember the root meaning, and I can't even remember a scripture for it. I apologize, but I'm convinced of this. I remember this clearly, that the root meaning to wait was to be engraved upon. And I think that's brilliant too, because there's this sense of needing to be still in ourselves, in our spirits, and in that stillness, it also engraves his nature and his revelation and his work in us. There's this engraving. It's not a passivity. It's having this attitude of being ready to serve and obey, but there's a stillness that he wants in us, in our hearts and in our spirits. That scripture comes to mind, be still and know that I'm God. I will be exalted amongst the nations. So just wanted to share those with you, and I hope that's of some benefit. And I'll speak to you soon. Thank you. Goodbye.